Hey, this is Dustin. Welcome to the north corner of my studio. I've been saying and actually starting to do some of these recordings about my journey, my painted journey, and some of these paintings. Primarily, well, a couple different reasons. I guess somebody has been helping me just to get over the fear factor of making these things. I make them for a couple of reasons. Like I said, one is because time goes by, we forget the stories behind our actions and creation. So I wanted to document a little bit of like my thought process behind some of the paintings I've made and why. I don't paint to create an image. I paint to process a thought, a story, an emotion, to envision something different. And some things I sometimes I just paint to digest. Maybe you don't know, but I didn't know either. I didn't know what was going on, but I had to paint. So anyhow, to the point. Let's see. First of all, we call this work that I do and some other people do painted medicine, um, under the premise that creation art can be therapeutic. And for me, when I was first picking up a paintbrush, it wasn't because I wanted to be a painter. It's because I was living in a big city. I was really fidgety. I was very uncomfortable. It was my way of kind of like putting that world out. Like I don't want to hear the sirens and the horns and the traffic. I just wanted to have my zone. So this was um, one of the ways of doing it, and there was a handful of reasons it started. Life over the past number of years has handed out a number of experiential lessons. Let's go with that. Um, and in about 2014, I believe it was, I picked up a paintbrush and started painting, and I couldn't stop. When I wasn't doing my work thing and other things that I needed to do, I was painting. And over the course of time, a handful of different, I guess, styles kind of came out. I don't know anything about art. I haven't yet studied many artists in the past or forms of art, but somebody has told me that this is abstract expressionism. Maybe he said impressionism. I don't know, figurative abstract. I don't know. For me, it's a painted thought, painted emotion, painted prayer. This one, I'll tell you how it started. A lot of my images, I come in and I'm starting to think, okay, here's the emotion I want to convey, or maybe I just need to meditate, so I do a geometric design, or I need to tap into like a certain emotion through a color, and that's how this one started. For me, blue is a healing color. It's one of my favorite colors. I like being by the water. Um, it's kind of the color of the voice, if you will. So I started this one with the background of just making it blue, and then I saw this sort of portrait, this silhouette looking figure of this man in it, and started to bring that out. For me, as I recall that day, it was a frustrating day. It was a challenging day in 2022, late last fall, and we've all been alive these past couple years. Alive, I guess. Maybe we've been around, and um, in at that time and at this time, currently, it seems as if we're going through dramatic change. And so, what I see in this image is an elder, a Native American man, and that's just kind of what came out. What I had kind of had intended was like sweet ass hair, kind of like a surfer dude, but that wouldn't come out. So, it ended up looking a bit like a man in a headdress, and he's holding. Kind of a vase or something, and it looks like it's fire, and there's red, white, and blue kind of burning out of it. And to me, as I was thinking about that, I was thinking about the history we know of this country and the dynamics that affected the indigenous people, or at least the people who were here before the colonizers. and how it seems in many ways, in many aspects, that way of life was burned up, incinerated, and colonized. But America did find a form of peace and humanity in a way, maybe, depending on your perspective. But it's kind of all going to shit. Pardon my French, but probably the best descriptive word of it that I could think of right now. But I don't think that things go through change to just get broken and destroyed. I think they go through change to transform, hopefully for the better. You know, what is that phrase? You know, the butterfly. Uh, Caterpillar has to completely dissolve inside the cocoon to turn into a butterfly. That's pretty phenomenal. Completely dissolve into liquid, right? I don't think that's a painless process. I don't know how it works, but this, for me, the process of my painting, as well as what I've been seeing in the world, has not been painless. My painting has come to me and through me, I guess, in order to address the pain. It hasn't caused pain per se, but I've often wondered, how did that dude that used to be in a suit, how did all those things happen, end up here? But I have stopped with one thing. And if you take anything out of this, whoever you are listening to this, first of all, I'm just documenting this for myself and my kids, but you may have stumbled on it. The word why is the most dangerous word. Why did that happen? Why did they do that? Why am I here? Why is this going on? Why? We can why ourselves to death. And I feel one of those questions, dangerous questions, is why. So I actually am kind of finally coming to a point of peace in the fact that I am a weird. I don't know if you see my clothes. I'm completely covered in paint. Abstract painter, and this is the way that I keep my mind calm and don't try to get revenge for the past or try to play God and affect the future. You know, this is my way of peace, and so somebody had to help me understand what I was doing to myself when I was saying why, and I was actually painting it. Shit, there was why all over my studio in different ways, and I didn't even see it all. But it just about killed me, and now I kind of wonder how, how we made it through it all, how we're gonna get through it at all. But it's more of a inspiring word than why. Why is historical, and regret or resentment. Why is maybe fear of the past, frustration, sadness of the past. It's not contentment of the past. It's questioning why. And I think when we ask why, we're kind of questioning God, no matter how you digest it. That word, in my belief system, there's a plan of all sorts. So it's fun. Sometimes it's cool. Why ask why?